So it's Wednesday, November 29th. This is Darci's Corner, part 2. And I get in a bit of a ramble, so we'll see if I even post part 1 because it was kind of boring. But just kind of gave a recap on my apartment is clean, my dog is happy, and my life is kind of starting to come back together again. And so I've recommitted myself to trying to find a person, a man or woman, who wants to be with me on a regular basis. They don't have to marry me, but I don't want a one and done situation. I want some consistency. I want to build a relationship with a person. And my ideal nature is I'm poly. So if there's more than one person, or if this person already has something going on, but as long as they're open and everybody is on the same page, then we're fine. Um, that is against my religion, by the way, and they could definitely excommunicate me for that. But then they're supposed to excommunicate me for being trans in the first place. So, at any rate, I'm not teaching this lifestyle to the other church practitioners. I'm not trying to corrupt anybody. Um, but I'm a woman born in a man's body, and I want a man. But I'm much more easily attracted to women. So if I find a woman instead or as well, wonderful. Okay, that could happen. But it's, so far the odds are not in my favor. And so I met a couple of people recently. I met one at a bar, strangely enough, and I met another one on Tinder. And so the Tinder person, we just went for a date 2 days ago, and it went really well. We met at my fish and chips place. They told some jokes. I told some jokes. We shared some stories. They have a very similar life to the one I've led, and we're the same age, give or take a couple years. So that was all in our favor. But then, after they came back to my place and things went well, they did, and they were there in the morning. But parts of that were still a little bit awkward. But the whole time I wasn't really sure if I felt an attraction to them. But I was very happy to be with them. And I wasn't sure if they were attracted to me or not because they weren't giving any signals. And I wasn't feeling the pull. And I don't know how to explain it or why it's different. But when I'm with women, at least the women I've been with, I always felt a pull. I always felt a desire to go and try and instigate something. But, positive and whatever. And so I would do things like, you rub their back, or you come up behind them and blow on their ear, things like that. But I felt the desire to do those things with those people. With this man, I didn't feel that. Now, I wasn't upset or anything, and had he done any of that stuff with me, I probably would have responded. But he didn't. And I didn't know how to communicate that to him, that maybe he should do those things if he wants those things. But also it was our first date, so things are moving a little. Well, in the past you'd say things are moving a little fast. I don't think so. I think it was, if I compare it to my other dates with, adults and women in the past and stuff, usually it was, we hooked up pretty early on, and then later we would see if things carried on or not. And that's kind of what's going on here. And maybe I'm just rushing my life a little bit, and I'm trying to get back things I've lost. But I know that I've felt it with other potential partners, women in particular, since I've transitioned, since I've left my spouse. I've felt the pull towards this person or that person sometimes. And I wasn't feeling it with this guy. But then I'm thinking to myself, well, maybe I just need to give him more time. Like, we need to go do something. Or when we're sitting here at the house afterwards, he doesn't watch TV at all. And I'm a TV addict. There's, a million shows on all the different streaming services now. And so I'm watching like Band of Brothers, or I'm watching Breaking Bad or something like that. And he has no connection to what I'm watching, so he's indifferent. He doesn't care. So he wasn't like negative about it. It just wasn't a positive experience, which is a neutral one. It's like, I'm bored. So we weren't doing anything. So I don't know how I'm going to overcome that. He's like, well, if I had some money, we could go do this and go do that. But he was in between paychecks or something, so. And he makes good money. He's an equipment operator. But I know how it is where you have money and then suddenly you have nothing. Because him and I have lived very similar lives. The difference between me and him is he doesn't have an apartment, but he's got all these camp jobs, and he basically lives at camp most of the time. I'm like, okay, I'm okay with that. So I don't know. I don't know if I should go try and find another guy or not, or another girl or not. I'm part of a lesbian support group on Facebook. We meet once in a while for a get together, and it is fun. And I could potentially meet somebody in that group, and we could form, a pair. That's possible. That's why I'm going. That's why they're going, is to meet somebody. I don't know. I don't know what I want. When you don't know what you want, it's hard to go get it. I do know that I'm much happier that I'm home, and I got rid of so much of the body hair that was everywhere on me because I wasn't taking care of it the whole 3 months I was gone. And so, like, parts of me just looked like the rainforest, and it was disgusting for me. It made me very dysphoric. I like to be me, but I got a beautiful compliment the other day. I was at the bar, and my building manager happened to stop by, and he says, "Darci, your face is glowing." Now, I put on some primer, and I put on some basic foundation, and I powdered it up a little bit, and that was it. That was all I did. And she just was like, "Wow, your skin looks great." It wasn't my skin, it was the foundation, but that means I did it right. Because it looked like it was supposed to look. You can't see my 5 o'clock shadow now because I just shaved. I just got out of the shower a little bit ago. And when I went to laser, they didn't laser my face because I've got too much sun when I was out doing the road construction. So there's a little bit of coloration on my face. You can't see it on the camera, but there's a little bit there. And the photo synthesis thing, the laser is very sensitive, and it'll pick up on that, and it'll damage my skin if I use it on an area that's got some sun on it. So when she lasered me, she lasered my back, and she lasered my chest, and areas that did not receive sun. And I gotta go back in a couple weeks, and she's gonna laser my face again. Oh, that really hurts. And the really crappy thing about it is I've been doing it for so long now, and my facial hair does not seem to know the difference, but I know that the process works because it worked on my chest, and it worked on my back for a while. Even though my back did eventually regrow itself. Ugh. The body hair and the dysphoria and just getting older sucks. I'm okay getting older. I just wish I didn't have parts of my body that just made me cringe. Um, I don't think it's sexy to have hairy breasts. I don't want hairy breasts. And I had hairy breasts before. But they're not hairy now. I know that in 6 weeks my back will look nice again. And I might have to zap it one more time. And then hopefully that'll be it. And it'll be like permanently or quasi-permanently, you know, the hair will be gone. That's my hope. Anyway, I guess I'm confused because I don't know what I want. This one's long too, so you're probably not here for this either, but do I want to go get another? Because what happens is I try to find a person on these apps and you can never find a real person. And then when I do find a real person, I want to keep whining about this. Darci's Corner. If you're not watching anymore, that's fine. This is boring. Peace.